Alright y'all, what's going on? So today I'm gonna walk y'all through the process of changing out these ball joints on the front of your 2014 and up Lexus IS250 and 350. This here is the ball joint that I went ahead and changed out. I've already done it on the driver's side, so I'm gonna walk you guys through on the passenger side of actually what to take out. Here are the part numbers as well. That's the part number for the left side. And here we have the part number for the right side. I believe I got these through either mylparts.com or lexuspartsnow.com. So give me a second, I'm gonna walk you guys through the passenger side of me taking that off and everything. First thing you want to go ahead and get done, you want to get your wheels off and everything. You expose basically the caliper, rotor, hub assembly. What you're going to do is you're going to take this caliper off here, take the rotor off here. That'll give you more clearance to actually, let me grab this light. That'll give you guys more clearance to that tie rod in there, so that way you can go ahead and get that out. See if I can get the light on there the right way. There. And then underneath here, that one, that castle nut there, is for that control arm. You want this, that way what you'll do is you'll take these bolts here. You'll take that one there, and you'll take that one there off. And that way actually get the spindle here up and loose and out the way once you get the weight of the caliper and the rotor off. All right, stay tuned. All right, so here's the other thing. This is the bolt right here that holds that caliper on. This is a 17 millimeter. So you'll need to take out two of these, which go in here, and they mount here and here. The other two bolts are going to be a 19 millimeter. I'm gonna get to focus. And it is going to run here and here. Here's the size of comparison for you for the bolts. These are the bolts that hold the spindle nut on. These are the bolts that hold the caliper to the actual spindle. You can see the difference there. If I place them next to each other, there is a height difference. So make sure you don't get those confused. Otherwise, you'll be sitting there trying to put one in, and they are diameter-wise pretty much bigger than one another as well. All right, now that we have access to everything that we need to do, this right here is going to be your tie rod in. This is where they normally do the alignment and everything at, right up in here. Since we are not changing any specs here, we should not have to worry about actually going and getting alignment. After doing this, I'll follow up after the video just to make sure, but we shouldn't have to go get anything done. And as you can see on this one here, this boot is broken. It's got a lot of debris in there. The other one was pretty bad. And here's this, that's to the control arm. What we are going to be using today, and you can get this from your local AutoZone, auto parts store, whatever. This is basically a ball joint remover, kind of. Almost like a ball joint press. Because what you're doing here is you are sliding this in here like so. And what you'll do is get it in there like so. And then you will tighten this. This in turn will push that screw that's onto the ball joint, that head of it, down and out through here. Because once these get in, they start to compress themselves in. All right, stay tuned. Also, with these two ball joints, this one here is going to be a 19, and this one here is going to be a 17. So you will have to use two different sockets as well to actually get the castle nuts off and to go ahead and get everything set up correctly. Also, on this particular tool, this is actually going to be a 24. That is actually going to sit on there, so that way as you're pressing this up to actually push that down and out, it'll pop. So I am using an impact wrench to actually do this, so we'll show you how this thing will pop. Okay, so that would work better if we got it going the right way. So here is the 24 being used to pop that ball joint. And you'll see in a second where it's going to start popping. And there we are. You see it pop loose. Still stayed in the same position. Nothing changed here geometrically. So you shouldn't have to worry about alignment wise in regards to that again. These ball joints though I will need to look at just to make sure I don't need to swap these out anytime soon, which I may. But there you go. That's one out. And as you can see, it freely moves and everything. Nothing changes. So there should be no reason you're necessarily having to re-get an alignment done. You did not change any of these toe specs here, period. This is going to move around regardless. This, once it's mounted on, nothing changed in the geometry of the spindle to actually say that you need to get this done. If I'm wrong, correct me. I'm always up for learning. Stay tuned and I'm gonna get everything else done and get a new one put in. Last thing, stay clear, because once you pop that loose, it does come pretty close to your toes, so stay out the way. Alright, and just to give y'all an update, I normally like to secure my hub rotors, the rotors back down using one of the lug nuts when you are actually mounting the caliper back up. That way you got everything kind of straight and flush, and then from there you can go ahead and make sure everything is lined up. That way you don't have any issues with any kind of squilling or anything like that later on down the line when you're trying to figure some stuff out. Other than that, everything's all tightened up, buttoned up. So as you can see, there is everything back on. And yes, I am on air suspension. So coming soon.